Oh, excuse me. I'm trying to reach Portersville, but I got lost in all this snow.
Where's your car?
It's down the road. I've been driving around in circles for I don't know how long.
You should have turned left about 2 miles back. This is a dead end. Yes?
It's me again. It'll take me 10 years to get out of these hills, and this is the only house I can find anywhere around here. Would you mind if I used your telephone?
I'm all alone here.
My wife's in the hospital.
There's an emergency phone just as you turn off the highway.
Well, how am I going to find it in all this snow?
I told you, I'm all alone.
Thanks a lot.
Young man.
Huh?
Of course you may use the phone. Help yourself. It's right over here.
Thanks.
I'm sorry I was so... I'm sorry your wife's in the hospital.
Your phone must be out of order. I dial and dial and nothing happens.
But it was working.
What's the matter? Everything's okay. You better? Okay, that's better. That's better.
How gentle you are. I'd forgotten how gentle you could be.
Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? I don't want to leave you alone here. It's 9 o'clock. Visiting hours are over. Well, I don't know what I'd have said to her even if I did see her. It's a boy. Well, I was 100% wrong about that. My wife just had a baby. An 8-pound, 5-ounce girl. Great, big, beautiful kid. Except she was dead. I only saw her for a second. She was wrapped up in a little blanket. She looked like a life-size little doll. She had enough hair on her for a 5-year-old. You hand these things out, and everybody slaps you on the back and says, "Congratulations, Dad." My wife congratulated me when they were taking her out of the delivery room. I went over to her, and she wouldn't even let me hold her hand. She said, "Well, this is your lucky day. The baby died."
Your lucky day, I remember. Your lucky day.
She thinks I wanted that.
Didn't you?
We've only been married for a year and a half. We're flat broke. I work 3 times a week, and I'm lucky to get that. I guess you don't know what it means to have nothing to come home to. But fried liver. And maybe a Kino movie. Is there some law against trying to get some fun out of life? You settle down soon enough. Ellen and I wanted to travel. That was our dream. We wanted to rub shoulders with everybody else in the world. Well, you just can't do that with a kid strapped to your back. We'd saved up about $200. And then, surprise, Ellen was pregnant. So I told her that, okay, so you're pregnant. It's not the end of the world. we can do something about it. But she wouldn't. I guess that sounds awful selfish to you, but let me tell you something. I got a little bomb in my pocket. It's a time bomb. It's called a draft card. This one's got 1A on it. If I've got any living to do, I got to do it right now. I haven't got time to be unselfish.
You are lucky the baby died.
I was sitting in that hospital waiting room. All the rest of those expectant fathers pacing up and down, jumping out of their skins every time a nurse went by. A bunch of boobs. And all of a sudden, a kid started to yell, and I thought, hey, that must be my kid. Well, it wasn't, but the funniest feeling came over me. All right, I know I don't fit into the pattern. I mean, I'm not crazy about hot dogs, and I don't go out bowling with the boys, and I never went over and felt every time the baby moved. And I didn't go out rushing out in the middle of the night to buy Ellen pickles and ice cream. But sitting there in that waiting room, I began to realize that whatever was going to be born would live and breathe and grow up and be a part of the world. Just because Ellen and I love each other. Did you ever get into Portersville very much? If you wanted to see a really beautiful girl, you could go into the National Bank. She was that blonde secretary behind the desk in the escrow department. There's an expression on her face. It's a look in her eyes. Like just being alive is something so red hot and special it should be in all the headlines. Sometimes I used to just go in there and look at her and say, baby. Well, I guess I catch on slow. But sitting there in that hospital waiting room, it really began to hit me what this child really meant.